All right, now we're ready. Good morning again, everyone. This is the Forest Preserve Operations Committee meeting of March 2nd. Glasses here. On July 23rd, 2021, the Governor of the State of Illinois issued Executive Order 2021-15, in which all counties in the state of Illinois were declared as a disaster area. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the disaster declaration, the impact of COVID-19 on Will County, and the CDC guidelines regarding COVID-19, it is determined by the President of the Board of Commissioners of the Forest Preserve District of Will County that in-person meetings are not practical nor prudent because of the disaster. Therefore, the meetings of the Board of Commissioners of the Forest Preserve District of Will County and any of its committees, commissions, and ancillary bodies will be held via video and/or audio until further notice. Forest Preserve District of Will County Board Commissioners will be attending the meeting remotely, and the general public is strongly encouraged to do the same. The Forest Preserve will enforce any capacity restrictions in effect, due to any applicable gubernatorial executive order. The general public is invited to comment or pose a question by email at the public comment at fpdwc.org at the public portion of the meeting. The public will be able to view and participate in the meetings as well. To access the meetings, please go to www.reconnectwithnature.org/about-us/board-of-commissioners, where you will find the WebEx meeting link. I now call the meeting to order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. President, will you lead us, please?
I would love to. If everyone would please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And the roll, please.
Ogalla.
Here.
Cook. Mustis.
Here.
Balich.
Here.
Trainier.
Present.
Poole.
Here.
Mueller.
Here.
Frizzalone.
Here.
Cowan.
Here.
Colitis. Newquist.
Here.
Winfrey.
Here.
Freeman. Also present, Treasurer Markham.
Here.
Vice President Ventura. Okay. And President Van Dyne.
Present.
We have 10, we have a quorum.
Thank you. We have the minutes of February 2nd, 2022 for approval.
Moved Mustis.
Thank you.
Second, Trinier.
Thank you.
Ogalla.
Yes.
Cook. Mustis.
Yes.
Balich.
Yes.
Trainier.
Yes.
Poole.
Yes.
Mueller.
Yes.
Frizzalone.
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes.
Colitis. Newquist.
Yes.
Winfrey.
Yes.
We have 10 minutes past.
Thank you. First order of business is the award of contract in the amount of $38,078 to Curry Motors of Frankfort, Illinois for purchase one 2022 Ford Utility Police Interceptor AWD hybrid using South Suburban Purchasing Cooperative Contract 204.
Motion Mueller.
Second.
Second, Trinier.
Pierce roll call Mustis.
Second, Newquist.
Thank you. Were there any questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Second is the award of contract in the amount of $116,610 to Morrow Brothers Ford from Greenfield to purchase three 2022 Ford F-150 SSV 4x4 pickup trucks utilizing State of Illinois Joint Purchase Contract 21416 CMS BOSS 4P 29479.
Motion, Trinier.
Second, Mueller.
Previous roll call. Second, Eustace.
Just a quick question, Chairwoman Winfrey. Were these in our budget? I didn't catch that in the memo. I did read the condition of the three old ones.
These are budget
Yes.
expenses, Ralph?
Yes, all three are included in the vehicle replacement program and were planned for replacement this year.
I figured as much. Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions?
I do have a quick question. I'm sorry. Didn't get my hand up. Ralph, so these are replacement vehicles? They're replacing other vehicles?
Yes, they are, sir.
Okay, and then, and we refresh my memory of how we dispose of used vehicles. I know we used to go on like internet sales or whatever you did, but can you maybe refresh my memory?
Yes, you're absolutely correct. We use an auction house called Obanoff Auctions. It's the same one that the county uses to dispose of their vehicles. And so once we receive the new vehicle in and, it's transitioned, then we clean up the vehicle that we have, we post it on Obanoff, and then they handle the sale or the auction, I should say.
Okay, thanks, Ralph.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have a quick one. Ralph, I know you've done this for us before, but what's the total number of vehicles in our fleet these days?
Oh, boy. I don't have that answer with me right now, but I'm sure I'm going to get a text in a
Next time.
second.
Next
How
time,
about-
whenever you get it.
Yeah. How about I bring it to the board meeting?
Yeah, that's great. I know you provided that several years ago, but I forgot how many we have.
Sure.
Chair, I can't get my hand up on this device. I had a follow-up to his question.
Question, go ahead.
Ralph, I know at one point we had talked about getting a hybrid. I'm not sure if we've already purchased those, but when you give the report, can you bring forth to how many of those are electric hybrids or gas?
Yes, I will do that. We do have hybrids in our fleet now, both in our police department and in our general fleet. We don't have any hybrid pickup trucks as of yet. Those are coming soon, but they're still not quite yet available.
Yeah, I heard Rivian's making 2 a day right now, so hopefully that will speed up quickly. All right, thank you for that.
Sure thing.
Other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Hey Denise, Mike, Debbie Krolitis has got on. She's on a phone line. She wasn't able to use the link for some reason.
Thank you.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We do.
Okay, thank you.
Would you like to be a yes on this question?
I would, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Were there any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have permission to bid replacement of the Old Plank Road Trail Bridge over Jackson Branch Creek.
Motion, Mueller. Second, Newquist.
Questions?
Previous roll, Gala.
Thank you. Is there a second to the previous?
Second, Corlitis?
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next is permission to bid janitorial service at Isle Kosh Museum, Sugar Creek Administrative Center Operations and Law Enforcement Facility, Four Rivers Environmental Education Center, and Hidden Oaks Nature Center for a one-year term beginning May 1st of 22.
Motion.
Move Gould.
Second O'Gala.
Are there questions?
Yes, roll call, Eustace.
Thank you.
Second Curlitis.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next is permission to advertise for a full-time visitor services facility supervisor.
Motion, Trinier.
Second Mueller.
Thank you.
Yes, roll call, Eustace.
Second O'Gala.
Thank you. Were there any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. And the last order is permission to advertise for full-time real estate management supervisor.
Move Gould.
Motion Mueller.
Second Trinier, but I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Just wanted to know if the person who currently encumbers this position is still with the Forest Preserve or if they've left. I know they're resigning. I just didn't know if they were still on staff.
The person who was originally in this position was elevated to Director of Planning and Land Preservation, and so this position is an open position.
Great. Thank you.
Other questions? Okay. Is there a previous roll?
Yes, roll, Eustace.
Previous roll Curlitis.
Second, whatever.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. There is no need for an executive session. We have a number of reports attached. Ralph, was there anything that you wanted to add this morning?
No, there's nothing.
Okay. Do we have comments from the public?
No, there were none.
None? Okay. Comments by commissioners?
Denise,
Yes, Don?
thank you. Is the district board going to meet in person next week or virtual, or how's that gonna work?
We are planning right now to meet in person. The governor's order expires on the 5th of this month. If he chooses to extend it and allow for continuation of virtual meetings, then that would be a decision that the board would need to make, whether they want to meet in person or virtually. But as of right now, we are planning that the meeting will be in person and that the governor will not extend the order for a suspension of the Open Meetings Act rules.
Okay, thank you, Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
Any other comments by commissioners? Questions by commissioners? If not, a motion to adjourn is in order.
Moved.
Second Mueller.
Second Curlitis.
Thank you. We stand adjourned.
Thank you.
Chair Coleman, we have a quorum when you're ready.
All right, I'll go ahead and get started then. So I'd like to call the meeting to order. On July 23rd, the governor of the state of Illinois issued Executive Order 2021-15, in which all counties in the state of Illinois were declared as a disaster area due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The disaster declaration, the impact of COVID-19 on Will County and the CDC guidelines regarding COVID-19. It is determined by the president of the Board of Commissioners of the Forest Preserve District of Will County that in-person meetings are not practical nor prudent because of the disaster. Therefore, the meetings of the Board of Commissioners of the Forest Preserve District of Will County and any of its committees, commissions, and ancillary bodies will be held via video and or audio until further notice. Forest Preserve District of Will County Board Commissioners will be attending the meeting remotely, and the general public is strongly encouraged to do the same. The Forest Preserve will enforce any capacity restrictions in effect due to any applicable gubernatorial executive order. General public is invited to comment or pose a question by email at the public comment at fpdwc.org. At the public portion of the meeting, the public will be able to review and participate in the meeting as well. To access the meeting, please go to www.reconnectwithnature.org/about-us/board-of-commissioners, where you will find the WebEx meeting link. And I will ask that, see faces. If Frankie Pretzel could do the Pledge of Allegiance, that would be great.
I'd be happy to. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Could I please have a roll call?
Newquist.
Here.
Fritz.
Present.
Tyson. Present. Mitchell.
Here.
Brooks.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Mueller.
Here.
Pretzel.
Here.
Berkowitz.
Here.
Weigel. Trainier. Trainier.
Sorry,
Coleman?
my keyboard wasn't working. I'm here. Thank you.
And Coleman.
Present.
We have 11. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next, I'm asking for a motion for the approval of the schedule of bills in the amount of $610,878.03.
Motion, Trinier.
Second, Pretzel.
You guys, this is Sherry. I have a question about this, if this is an okay time to ask it.
Go ahead, Sherry.
I never noticed this before, and maybe it's been on there forever, but the planning department has uniforms? I saw a line item that was, it said uniforms for planning department. It wasn't a whole lot of money. I was just curious as to what that was.
Yeah, so our staff, when they're out representing us, they wear polos or jackets or things of that nature. So it's just monogrammed or branded clothing that they can wear while they're either out in the field or if they're at a meeting representing the district.
Okay, that's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Ralph. I believe we had a motion and a second. Do we need a roll call on this?
Yes.
All right, could I have a roll call, please? Thank you.
Yep. Newquist.
Yes.
Fritz.
Yes.
Tyson. Mitchell.
Yes.
Brooks.
We ought to have uniforms too, but yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Mueller.
Yes.
Pretzel. Berkowitz.
Yes.
Weigel. Trainier.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
We have 11. Schedule of bills pass.
Next, we have approval of minutes from the February 2nd, 2022 committee meeting.
Move, Brooks.
Second Mueller. Previous roll, Parker.
Thank you.
Second,
Second
Nichols.
Purple.
Motion passes.
Okay.
Are you? There is no new business, and I don't believe there's no need for an executive session. Do we have any comments from the public?
No, we did not.
Thank you. Any comments from commissioners or questions?
I do, Herb Brooks.
Go ahead.
Madam President and Ralph, when I look at agenda and all we do is pass the schedule of bills, I know that's important, especially with the uniforms. I want one. But is it is it necessary? We have canceled meetings in the past, but if all we have to do is pass schedule of bills, is that committee meeting as necessary?
Ralph, I'll let you take this one because we talked about that, but then you
Okay.
made me aware of something. So
I
Ralph
want to
can
know the
speak to
answer.
that.
All right.
Yeah. And
Ralph,
I'm going to pass it off to George.
Okay, George.
Commissioner Brooks, yes, it is, so that the public knows and has the opportunity to first comment on them if there are any issues, because it's part of the agenda of the board. But secondly, it's the check and balance that the board gives by reviewing and approving those bills.
Okay. Thank you, George. Thank you,
You're
guys.
Any other comments or questions from commissioners?
I have one. This is Ventura.
Okay, go ahead.
Ralph, this is more for you or more of a reminder than a question, but at the Farm Bureau, they brought up the goats removing stuff of John Kiefer, I think had talked about it. And so I had reminded him that you guys had said when we get a property, we need to clear everything off, that we would use the goats. I don't know if we have found a property like that. I know we've acquired some stuff more recently, but I thought I would just throw that out there as a reminder since it did come up at the Farm Bureau dinner.
Thanks. I will have a discussion with the folks in our conservation department. They did look into this in the past. There's some logistical issues with bringing the goats onto the Forest Preserve property, not so much from our standpoint, but from the owner's standpoint, as far as the need to continue to provide water and security to the herd as they do their work. But a number of agencies have used them, and they've used them successfully. So we'll take a look at it again and see if we can employ the goat herd somewhere across the county.
Thank you very much.
Italy, I have my hands up too.
Okay, go ahead, Frankie.
So assuming that we do go back to meeting in person, will these meetings take place at the county office building? Believe it or not, I've never been to one in person.
Okay. Our committee meetings are held at our administrative offices on Laraway Road in Joliet. So it's a little bit to the south of here, about 4 miles or so south of where we are at the county building. The county board meetings, or I should say the Forest Preserve board meetings, will always be held in the county boardroom because we don't have the physical space to accommodate all of you and any visitors as well.
Makes sense. Thank you.
All right, if there are no other comments or questions, our next meeting is Wednesday, March 30th, 2022, immediately following the Operations Committee meeting, but no earlier than 8:45 a.m. at the Sugar Creek Administration Center, located at 17540 West Laraway Road in Joliet, Illinois. That said, may I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion Mueller.
Second, Pretzel.
All in favor?
Aye.
Stand adjourned. Thank you.
Commissioners, those of you who are still on and have a little bit of extra time, you might want to stick around for our ad hoc committee meeting. Brent Hassert will be joining us to discuss our 2022 legislative agenda. and that should be starting here in just a couple of minutes.
Good morning. It's time for the ad hoc committee meeting. 2 minutes. Oh, I have to. Oh. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's time for the Forest Preserve District of Will County Ad Hoc Committee meeting on Wednesday, March the 2nd, 2022 at 302 North Chicago Street, Joliet, Illinois at 9 o'clock. On July the 23rd, 2021, the Governor of the State of Illinois issued Executive Order 2021-15, in which all counties in the state of Illinois were declared as a disaster area. due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the disaster declaration, the impact of COVID-19 on Will County, and the CDC guidelines regarding COVID-19, it is determined by the President of the Board of Commissioners of the Forest Preserve District of Will County that in-person meetings are not practical nor prudent because of the disaster. Therefore, the meetings of the Board of Commissioners of the Forest Preserve District of Will County and any of its committees, commissions, and auxiliary bodies will be held via video and/or audio until further notice. Forest Preserve District of Will County Board Commissioners will be attending the meeting remotely, and the general public is strongly encouraged to do the same. The Forest Preserve will enforce any capacity restrictions in effect due to any applicable gubernatorial executive order. The general public is invited to comment or pose a question by email at the public comment at fpdwc.org. At the public portion of the meeting, the public will be able to view and participate in the meeting as well. To access the meeting, please go to www.reconnectionwithnature.org/about-us/Board of Commissioners, where you will find the WebEx meeting link. I would like to call this meeting to order. President Van Duyn, would you say the pledge for us?
Of course. Would everyone please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, President Van Duyn.
Welcome.
Lisa, can you roll call to order? Roll call.
Cowan. Cowan.
Here, sorry, here.
Mustis.
Here.
Berkowitz. Berkowitz.
Here. Can you hear
And
me?
Tyson. Yes, thank you. We have 4, we have a quorum.
Thank you. I would like approval of the minutes.
Moved, Mustis.
Thank you, Mustis. Can I get a second?
Come on, folks, it ain't that hard.
Second, Cowan.
Thank you. Wake up, everyone. Okay, the minutes have been second, motion and approved. Let's move on to old business. We have none. Oh, we have to take a vote. Oh, let's take a vote on that.
Cowan.
Yes.
Mustis.
Yes.
Berkowitz.
Yes.
And Tyson.
Yes.
We have 4 with minutes passed.
Thank you. Old business, there's none. Let's move on to new business. I'm going to turn this over to Ralph. The approval of the Forest Preserve District of Will County 2022 State Legislative Work Plan and extension of professional services contract with Brent Hazard Consulting.
Thank you, Chairwoman. So Brent and I are going to kind of work on this together. Brent obviously has a lot more knowledge and information about what's going on down in Springfield right now. But what I wanted to do first is kind of focus on what we see as our 2022 legislative work plan. The memo that you all received gives you a lot of background. We have been working with Brent since 2009. We've had a lot of success in Springfield through various capital programs, land transfers, and legislation, and a lot of that is due to Brent's work. If you go to page 3 of that memo, if you've got that in front of you, we lay out our proposed work plan for 2022. And I just wanted to touch on a few of the goals and then some of the I'll say more broader goals as well as some of the specific things. And the first one is to maintain positive relationships with Will County state legislators and administrative officials. So we utilize Brent services in Springfield and then locally to maintain contacts with state legislators and to when we need to meet with them to have some discussion and follow through on various issues that are of importance to the Forest Preserve District in those member districts. We also use Brent's services to arrange and then coordinate meetings with various department agencies of the state, department officials, when those issues, again, are Forest Preserve issues, require that. So, for example, we may need to meet with the Illinois IEPA, knowing that there are potentially some legislative issues that could arise out of that meeting. Brent will arrange that meeting for us, and then we will meet with the state and Brent. Another Illinois Department of Natural Resources, in that review of what Brent's past work with us, his interaction with the then director of Illinois Department of Natural Resources was quite important in the transfer of Prairie Bluff Preserve to the Forest Preserve District back in 2014. Actually, I think it was about 2015. We also use Brent services to promote our state legislative objectives. These are very broad things about protecting the Downstate Forest Preserve Act or any erosion of any of the elements of that, looking at unfunded mandates that would have an effect on the Forest Preserve District, coordinating with the Illinois Association of Park Districts on any legislative issues that may affect both Forest Preserve Districts and Park Districts, looking, maintaining the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund, and then also advocating for us on behalf of various grant programs that we use through the IDNR or other state departments like the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. More specifically, some items that we have relate to a variety of issues that we have, and you'll see these from time to time that come to you more directly. The first one has to do with the Joliet Correctional Center here in Joliet. We've talked about it a number of times. The state owns 160 acres, both on the east side and west side of Collins Street. 2 prison complexes are a part of that, but there's also 130 acres of open space that has had a variety of uses in the past, but we believe that there's an opportunity for the Forest Preserve District to provide a role in protecting that open space for the people of Will County, and more specifically for the folks in and around the east side of Joliet that don't really have access to nature as well as some of the other areas of our county do. And to look at an opportunity where we have 130 acres in an extremely urban area is kind of an exciting endeavor for us to follow. So we're going to ask that Brent continue to work with us on that, dealing with both CMS, the city of Joliet, which we can do too, as well as the Department of Corrections. We're also asking that he continue to work on requiring adequate language for groundwater testing and monitoring around our clean construction and demolition debris landfills. Some of those abut Forest Preserve properties, and so that's an important action for us. To continue to facilitate discussions with the Illinois State Police about the ongoing use of 150 acres that they control on the at Prairie Bluff Preserve. It actually lies between Prairie Bluff and Lockport Prairie Nature Preserve. Over the course of a number of years, probably more than a decade or so, The state police have been trying to figure out how they want to or where they want to rebuild a new District 5 headquarters. They have that 150 acres. That's maybe a preferred site. It's certainly in their top 5. And so if that was the case, we would just want to coordinate efforts there. We do currently manage a large portion of that 150 acres for the state police, and it has been restored into a grassland complex and has been rolled into our management program. Then we're also asking Brent to look at some rules with regard to personal drone use in natural areas and over forest preserve sites. Currently, we do not allow drones to be operated from a forest preserve site, and that goes for any kind of mechanized recreational equipment, whether it be a model boat or a model plane or a model helicopter. Model drones fall into that as well. That's not allowed. However, individuals can operate those personal drones off-site and fly over forest preserve sites. There's been some concerns lately about potential impacts to wildlife during critical times of nesting. And so there is a rulemaking process underway. And so we would like to have some influence over that if we can. And then supporting legislation to clarify that park and forest preserve and conservation law enforcement agencies are eligible to apply for law enforcement camera grants. Our officers will have body cams. We're on a different timeline than municipalities and some of the counties. However, the legislation was not clear in that it allowed special districts like park districts and forest preserve districts to be able to apply for the grants. That legislation is moving forward and hopefully will be approved. And then previously, we had some capital grants that had been approved, or capital appropriations that had been approved. Let me back up. Capital projects that had been approved, but the appropriations never followed. And so we're continuing to work to get the appropriations for both projects at the Isle of Lakash in Romeoville and the Normantown Trail in Plainfield. So with that, I'm going to throw it over to Brent. And if you have anything to add, maybe just give the committee a sense of where we are in Springfield and what's been going on lately.
Thanks, Ralph. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
We hear you, Brent.
thank you. Well, you know, it's been, as you know, the last couple of years has been challenging for everyone, and it's no different in General Assembly. This year, Ralph did a good job of filling in on what we've been working on. Last year, one bill that passed was House Bill 3160. Representative Hurley was a design bill for forest preserve districts, and it passes in now Public Act. That's what we worked on last year. And as Ralph has indicated, we've had ongoing discussions regarding Joliet Correctional Facility and the open space area. Being that it's under lease from the city of Joliet right now, there has been no movement, but it's our understanding that, you know, at one point, there's been some effort to try to maintain that, you know, we made our intent very clear, both to the state and the city of Joliet. Well, Ralph and I met with the city of Joliet a while back, and obviously trying to work through that. We have some commitment from our local legislators that they know our objectives, and also our concerns with the property as far as what we would have to do to work on taking care of some of the identified sites that were an old shooting range that would have to be remediated. So we're working on that, and we have a lot of local support from our legislators on that. And also, Springfield right now this year's been kind of unique with the pandemic setting in. They really haven't met much. We have a abbreviated session this year because of the change in the primary. So April 8th is their deadline to get out, which is, you know, usually May 31st. Right now, there hasn't been too many days in session, period. The Senate is not in this week. They finished their third reading deadlines last week. The House is in this week to do their third reading deadlines. There's been a lot of disruption. I'm not sure if that's the correct word, but there's been a lot of debate on the floor about wearing a mask or not. So usually at the beginning of each session, there's somebody who is not wearing a mask, and then there's a whole series of back and forth until members are escorted off the floor if they're not wearing a mask. And that usually takes up some of the time. It's been a little dramatic here recently. It's getting a little bit better to get down to business. But right now, there's not been a lot of action in Springfield. So I think this year is going to be mostly tied to a very limited amount of non-controversial bills, then dealing with the budget. And as Ralph said, we have some grants that we were able to get in the capital program to make sure they're reappropriated, because, you know, not all the paperwork's done and whatnot. So we have to have that money reappropriated. That's one key item. And I think the General Assembly, you're not going to see a lot of movement on any major issues. So I'll be happy to answer any questions. Ralph covered pretty much the agenda well. Happy to answer any questions regarding what we're working on, what we've been working on.
I have a question.
Rachel,
Sure.
go ahead.
Yeah, so I had spoke to John Connor at the Collins Street neighborhood meeting, and he was more than willing to set up some meetings with Department of Corrections and the CMS to try to get some more movement on the prison property being separated from the open lands. He wanted to know who you guys had already spoke with, so you know he didn't want to duplicate the efforts. So I don't know if you guys have, I sent an email off, so I wasn't sure if you guys had already reconnected via email or if we were still waiting to get back to him on who we've already talked to.
Well, the discussion kind of goes predating when Joliet took over and leased the property. There was a Collins Street task force that was meeting regularly. Senator McGuire, Representative Walsh were all part of that task force. We've met with them prior to the Joliet having the lease, and you know, trying to move forward, seeing what we could do with the properties and whatnot. And we made every indication. And Ralph, you can jump in here anytime you want about, because Ralph was part of that task force also, and about our indication, our plans to look at that property because we thought it was an underserved area for the Forest Preserve. It had a lot of benefits. It had a couple nice old quarries on there that are clean, a lot of fishing, some possibilities, and we're very interested in the property. But there's also some liabilities dealing with the property with some of the old shooting range and whatnot that had to be addressed.
Right.
So when Joliet started to took over the property, it kind of, the task force and everything kind of slowed down, and there wasn't a lot of continued dialogue. I've had dialogue with Representative Walsh, made him aware of if and when there is a land transfer about our interested proportion of the property. We want to make sure that, you know, if it's transferred to City of Joliet for whatever reason, we would prefer a clean transfer directly to us versus going through the City of Joliet. No, I'm not trying to take that in offensive to Joliet, but it'd be cleaner for us to get a direct land transfer of the property to us. So they're all aware of our intentions, but because of the lease right now, there hasn't been no real serious dialogue about until that lease is up and there's some movement going forward about what they want to do. So,
right. So I think it's probably a good time to maybe restart those talks because the lease is coming up due. And my understanding from Larry Walsh is that there is a possibility to separate those properties out so that if Joliet renews their lease, it's only for the prison. And then Connor was not on this initial task force, as you both know. Pat McGuire is retired now. And so he was more than happy to get involved with this. So I think since there's some, new faces looking at it, and the lease will be coming up due in next year, I think 2023, I think that lease is up. It's probably good for us to start those discussions so that the Department of Correction, if they're going to do one land transfer to the Forest Preserve and one lease to Joliet, that we're at the table when those discussions are taking place.
Rachel, I want to tell you, we are somewhat at the table. I want to make sure that just what I want to reemphasize that, we have some stopgap measures with our legislators that they realize, and I agree with you, Larry has looked at separating out the two parcels. And there's the women's prison on the east side that I think has a, some kind of haunted house in there now.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, right. So that wouldn't be part of obviously the transfer or the old crime lab. And so, yes, we're very much, I agree with you. We'll continue to reach out and make sure that, I just got to make you aware of that. Our legislators are, in particular, one that probably we're carrying the ball is much aware of nothing's going to happen unless, we're at the table looking at the potential of getting that property.
Right. And I guess that's what I had sent Ralph, is that maybe we could restart those conversations with the Department of Corrections, because that lease is coming up and there is political interest to separate it, and maybe not work directly with Joliet, but just to streamline the process of the Forest Preserve working directly with the state. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And if I could also follow up, Commissioner, I wanted to let you know that there has been also some discussion locally. Last fall, our Director of Planning and Land Preservation and I met with representatives of the City of Joliet, the Joliet Park District, and the Joliet Housing Authority regarding the property and ongoing uses and some of the proposed uses at that time. And we again shared with them what our vision for the open space property was, and that it be unencumbered by any other types of developments, that it be transferred to the Forest Preserve District in a somewhat strategic way. And I know some of you have been in these conversations before, but as Brent had pointed out, there is some contamination on the property. And in order to preserve our opportunities to seek federal and state brownfield grants, we need to follow a very particular path in the acquisition of that property. And so we've communicated that to both our state legislators as well as the City of Joliet, should that process start to roll. So we are still continuing to have some conversations with them. I expect we'll restart those again soon. And as you indicated, the lease is coming due. And so it's kind of appropriate for us to have those discussions locally and get all of our heads in the same place. And then also with the state, our legislators and or the departments themselves.
Thank you, Ralph.
Or comments? So we need a vote. So we need a vote. Okay, we are going to have two votes. The first vote is going to be committee approval of the proposed 2022 state legislative work plan, or provide staff with further direction. Can I get a roll call on a vote?
We need a motion first.
A motion?
I'll
Thank
move.
you. Thank you, Mr. Mustis. Can I get a second? Anybody? I need a second.
Second, Cowan. Sorry.
Thank you. Now we need a roll call.
Cowan.
Yes.
Justus.
Yes.
Berkowitz.
Yes.
Tyson.
Yes.
We have four to approve.
We have four. The motion has passed. Thank you. Number 2, approve a one-year extension of the existing contract with Brett Hassard Consulting in the amount of $3,000 per month from March the 1st, 2022 until February the 23rd, 2023. Can I get a motion?
Moved, Cowan.
Second, Eustace.
Thank you. It's been motion and second. Roll call, please.
Previous,
Oh, we can do previous roll.
previous row Berkowitz.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
There's nobody else to give motions, is there? Can we give a motion if we've already given a motion?
Yes.
I think Margaret can second it, I think.
Okay.
Second. Thank you. Okay, it has passed.
Aye.
Previous
Aye.
roll, Renee. Motion passes. Thank you. Did that. There's no executive session?
No.
No executive session. Reports, next meeting date to be determined. Comments by the public?
There were none.
There were none. Comments by commissioners? None. Motion to adjourn?
Move, Eustace.
Second Berkowitz.
Thank you. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.